Hello friends, welcome back to the bench. Our patient today is 2006 Tribeca, which misfires on pretty much all 6 cylinders randomly, inconsistently, and probably depending on the temperature and how long you drive and stuff like that. So, oh, that's a nice one. So let's fix it. And meanwhile, let me update you guys on what's been up, because today we have day number 36, if I didn't forget to update my board, but I think I didn't. So after 35 days or 34 days, I finally have a nice opportunity. And this wasn't even the company that I applied to. They just found me on LinkedIn. And I had my first interview yesterday. That's one of the reasons there was no video yesterday. I just had some stuff to do regarding that, and that was right after the son's birthday. They want to charge us for stuff at the pool, because it was a pool party, and I live in this community, the apartments, right? So it's a community pool, and yeah, we made some mess at the pool, but there was plenty of kids, water balloons and stuff like that. And apparently water balloons are not allowed at the pool because they clog the filtration system and stuff. And yeah, obviously that makes sense. I had no idea. It didn't even cross my mind. So yeah, I was a bit depressed yesterday, but in the morning I had that interview. Very nice person on the other side. That was non-technical interview with the HR person, but in the company. The company is actually relatively big, 2,000 people strong. That's relatively big, I would say, at the top of the companies I worked for, size-wise or number of employee-wise. And the reason this company is really up my alley is because of the approach. Yeah, I just got. All right, I'll get to it. Anyways, the interview process is unlike any other interview process that I've been involved in, and most likely you haven't seen such a process either, unless you work for this company. So the company's been around for a while, and it's a remote position. But they've been working remotely since 2005, so this isn't like the majority of companies nowadays. They work remotely, but only post-COVID. Like they worked normally before then, and now post-COVID they have some people remote and some people in the office. This company, I don't know if it even has an office. I didn't ask. Not that it concerns me. I don't even know the location, because people who work for them are across the entire globe, which means that even the work that the methodology that they use is adjusted for that. So there's no stand-ups, none of that nonsense, agile scrum crap, right? because everybody's across the world, so they don't want to force you to be available at certain hours or stay late or wake up early and stuff like that. In the last company I worked for, we were spanning across pretty much the entire world as well. So we had people in Australia, which the whole DevOps team was in Australia, or at least the main guy, the main DevOps guy. So one of the meetings that I had, a security meeting, was taking place at 9:30 Georgia time. You know. Where I am right now, but I was in Wyoming before, which was 7:30 in the morning. So that was kind of early. I mean, not too much to me, because I'm an early bird naturally. I get up early anyways. I like getting up early, so that's not a big problem. But it works the other way as well. So being in Georgia and the team on the West Coast, you know, or you know the most or the most of the team members were in the West, which means sometimes I had meetings at 5, 6. In the afternoon, and since I get up really early, 5, 6, I'm kind of done. I'm kind of spent for the day. It's not that I'm going to bed at 6 or 7, although it happens that I'll go to bed before 8, especially when I got up really early and I had a long day. But that poses a problem sometimes, or at least inconvenience. Right? Maybe not a big problem per se, because it's not like these are impromptu meetings that we would have. But still, in some cases it was a major inconvenience to me. So this company doesn't do that. So the first stage, which I went through yesterday, other than the interview with the actual person, video, Google Meet interview, they send you a few questions, and these are like kind of a generic, slightly open-ended questions, like how do you, what's your approach to testing? What's the considerations you take into account when architecting a solution? That kind of stuff. And the primary reason for that is that since there are no stand-ups, no meetings and stuff, the entire communication between the teams and engineers within the team is text-based. Which means you need to have some abilities to be handy conveying stuff over the text. So that was kind of a test number 1, right? Answer these questions, and they also don't put time limits pretty much on anything, right? And because they approach it as if you have a job and you want to join us, right? So obviously you have a day filled with work and other responsibilities. So we're not going to be pressuring the deadlines or anything like that. But I did it yesterday. I spent some time. It wasn't like very quick, because I got a lot of information from the person interviewing me, what the team is looking for, right? Some pointers. Like they had one guy that answered all 4 questions with 1 sentence each. He didn't get to the next round because that's that's exactly what they're looking for. The be a little more expressive, but not too expressive, right? The one thing that I really liked was, you know, the explain, or, you know, provide your explanation, but without using too many buzzwords, or without focusing on the buzzwords. And that actually, I like that. I like that approach. So that was the first stage. Now this in the morning around 5 a.m. they wrote me, and I have a strong suspicion that one of the persons there is Polish based on her name. Not that it matters, but it's kind of cool. Perhaps we'll be able to communicate in our native language. Again, not that it matters. So I got the invitation to Slack, and on Slack I got on this morning, and I received my coding challenge. So coding challenge is consists of two parts. One is code review. So unfortunately, I was gonna ask the persons over there whether I can publish the challenge, right? Like kind of solve it on my coding channel. And I'm glad I didn't ask, because it was stated in the README file that this is to be considered a private information, not to be shared, which is fine. I don't know what the reasons, because this is open source. Basically, this position is writing open source. You get paid for writing open source. This has always been a dream of mine. But this particular one I cannot share. Not that it's anything, you know, too interesting. But the first part is providing a code review to the code written by a junior engineer. So obviously you need to identify bugs, you need to identify security concerns and efficiency concerns. I went through it already briefly, and I have identified an efficiency concern, which was kind of easy to identify, but the rest of the code kind of it's not something that I've ever worked on, and it is kind of proprietary code, so, you know, I will have to just kind of understand it, reverse engineer it, see what's going on over there. Because at the moment I don't really know what it is, how it works. So this is part of the challenge, right? You're thrown onto the, you know, some code base you have obviously no experience working with, and it's proprietary enough that, you know, it's not like you can get a tutorial or Google it or anything like that. You just have to use your skills. So that's the whole challenge in that. And the second part is actually developing a feature for, well, I didn't read it yet, so I don't know, but I expect, you know, adding a feature to a plugin or something like that. From what I read, it has something to do with CLI tool, so I think it's you know, developing some kind of CLI tool for the existing solution to do something. All right, maybe some command or, you know, something. I didn't look into it yet. I will after I'm done with this Tribeca. And we shall see. Now I'm very excited about this, because if I do get this job, that would work perfectly for me. Very perfectly. So there's a fair bit of pressure on me at the moment, because I do want to succeed. And it's been a while, and it's not like there's tons of other jobs out there. I got no updates from any of the other opportunities I was applying to. So slim pickings, very slim pickings. Now, if I pass this phase, this is coding challenge phase or coding test phase. If I pass this one, which I intend to submit my solution around tomorrow, maybe the day after, depending on, because I haven't seen the actual code test yet, just the code review. But the code review I should be able to submit today, later today, and you know, I'm hoping I'm not gonna take more than a couple days to deliver the code, hopefully. But again, there's no limit. It is kind of expected that it will take around a week, but again, there's no time limit. If you need more time, no problem. That is the approach of the employer. If I ace this, then the next phase is real live coding challenge. So you're added to the project, and you have to address something, like maybe fix a bug, maybe deliver some small feature, maybe, I don't know, maybe do the code review as well, not sure. But for that, since it's a live project, for that you actually are compensated. So if I pass this stage, I will officially have a small contract from them. I don't know how much they pay, but this will be kind of a, you know, trial stage. So as you can see, this is a completely different approach than the majority of, especially corporations, take. And this is completely just code based, right? You have to let your abilities speak for themselves. So it doesn't matter how well you can sell yourself in the interview, or you know, how well you can talk or interview or stuff like that. All that matters is your coding abilities. Nothing more, nothing less. Oh, this is shifted, is it? Yeah, that left side. Come on, sit for me. Don't give me problems, Chip. Come on. I'm not sure about this. So that is very exciting to me, because I finally have something more substantial than I've had so far. And not only more substantial, that I'm actually in the process and actually being considered, and not just, you know, yeah, we'll forward your resume to the person and and we'll see, we'll go from there, right? That means nothing to me. This is actual process, which I can either succeed or fail at. So for that reason, it is relatively a lot of pressure. Because again, it took over a month to get to this stage. So if I blow this one, I might not get another shot for another month or even more. Plus, you know, I would really like to work for them. It really looks awesome from my perspective at the moment. I will see how it actually is if I do get it. We'll see, maybe I'll have complaints, maybe it looks good on paper, but you know, but in reality it isn't. It could be, right? But so far, every box is checked. Every single one. I have no complaints or no concerns, no red flags, nothing. Everything looks too good to be true. I know what you're gonna say. If it looks too good to be true, it probably is. But I mean, I don't know, but we'll see. Because you know what, there could be in some companies. It's too much soda. In some companies, some problems revolve around not the process, not the technology or whatever, or the issues, right, are not around there. They are around management. You know, sometimes you get crappy management, and that kind of, you know, changes everything. But so far, it doesn't seem like this would be one of those companies with bad management. But hopefully, I will find out. As far as the technology, because I didn't even mention that, this is primarily PHP based. And I don't want to disclose too much just yet. But it is PHP older versions. So in many cases, PHP 5.6 compliance. So not even PHP 7, not to mention PHP 8. Which is fine by me. It's absolutely fine by me. I'm not the one chasing the latest technology just for the sake of the latest technology, you know. And PHP 8, well, you know, code written for PHP 5.6 is still gonna run on PHP 8, maybe with some exceptions depending what features were utilized, because some stuff is deprecated or has been deprecated in PHP 7, so in PHP 8 it will not work, or it will just spam your logs with warnings. But you can address that by, you know, ignoring this particular warning, or ignoring all deprecation warnings. You know, it can be done. And you still get the benefit of PHP 8 efficiency in production while maintaining PHP 5.6 compatibility. I'm actually not sure about this. I've never tried that. I do know that, you know, if I maintain compatibility with 7.4, I know it's going to run well on 8.2. But 5.6 is relatively ancient, indeed. Nice. And Alright, this went really well. Do we have second capture? We do. There. So our soldering is pretty good. Very nice for the... So no corrections. No corrections needed. Perfect. What's time? 32 minutes. That's pretty much how long it should take technically. Less than half an hour. Yeah, if I had these, you know, do 10 of these a day, I would be in a pretty good spot. You know. I could probably get this down to, especially without recording, I could probably get it down to maybe 10 minutes per device. But there's not that many of these cars out there, so I'm thinking another year, maybe couple years tops, that I'll be working on this fault, and it's just gonna dry out, because all the cars still being used will be fixed, and obviously there's no more of them coming. So I'll have to find some other fault. Well, that is pretty much my day today. So as soon as I'm done with this, actually the customer, I sent the customer the payment link, but the customer sent me their card information, the card number and expiration date, and I just said, well, charge me whatever on this card. And I don't do that because, first of all, I'm not PCI compliant, so I'm not supposed to be handling customer financial information. That's why I use Stripe, right? I generate the link, so I'm only responsible for deciding how much money are you gonna be charged, and the rest, you know, you click the link and you're redirected to Stripe, and you put the payment information over there. They charge you, and then they just send me the money minus their processing fees and stuff. So I'm not sure. So far, I see the customer did open the message, and I did, in addition, I sent the email, but I haven't heard anything back, and the payment is still unpaid. So I don't know. I do have the address, because I think I need a zip code on top of the card information. So I have the name and I have the zip code, if it's the correct one. So I might just make that payment on behalf of the customer, but I don't know. I've never tried that before. I don't know if it's gonna work or not. Depending on what kind of security features are, I don't know, implemented on his side. But we'll give it another hour or two. See, maybe the customer will make the payment themselves and I don't have to do anything. And I'm gonna finish the code review. I found only the efficiency concern, one efficiency concern. The rest, I'm gonna have to deploy that project locally and just run tests, see if the tests are passing, because there is no pipeline in that project. Maybe that will be another issue, that the tests are not running or the tests are not passing. And I'm sure there's going to be a security concern somewhere. I don't see it yet, but I have a suspicion. So we'll see. We'll see how many things I can find in that code. Because just one issue, that there's definitely 3 issues at least in that code. I would expect maybe even more. and I only found one so far. So I need to do better. But for that, I need to actually test it locally. We'll see. So I'm gonna be relatively busy today. I'm gonna spend all day working on that and start on the coding. Now platform, I'm completely, well, maybe not completely unfamiliar, but I'm unfamiliar with it enough that it's, you know, the deep end of the pool. So I really need to flap my arms to stay afloat. But it's not the first time I'm facing such a challenge, by no means. So I'm not too concerned. Alrighty, so this is repaired. We're gonna have to ship it today, and that'll do. Alrighty, well guys, wish me luck, because I'm gonna need it. I want to say I don't need luck because I have skills, but no, the little bit of luck is always appreciated. And sometimes you just need, all you need is a little bit of luck. And luck complements abilities or skills very well. Thank you guys very much for watching. I do appreciate you. And I shall see you in the next one, which is probably tomorrow. Hopefully I'll have some good news.